All right, guys, welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video, we're going to be looking at yet another bacteria that affects cows' feet. The bacteria in question this time is called Fusobacterium necrophorum. What does that mean? Well, it basically means a bacteria that destroys tissue and then lives off that dead tissue. This condition is commonly referred to as foot rot or foul in cattle. And the first symptom that we can tell from this is we get a puffiness along the hairline. You can see it here. And from this next angle, you can see that puffiness. That's how we know right off that we're probably dealing with foot rot. This case is actually mild and in the early stages of foot rot. This next one that you're going to see has much more progressed, and you can see the level of damage that's been done inside this foot. We've got wall separation, and you can see that tissue that's being destroyed there and affected by that bacteria. The treatments are going to be pretty similar. In this case here with this more severe case, we're going to have to remove some loose horn. In that other case, we're not. It's simply going to be a cleanup and treatment, and it'll go away. Based on the location of these lesions, it's really hard for me to give you a camera angle of myself working on it. It's tucked up tight in between the toes, and the separation you can see here is way in there. I can't work on this and show you at the same time, so this is my best compromise. Because I've got wall separation, I'm going to need to remove that loose horn so my treatment and oxygen can get to this lesion. As for this milder case, I'm going to start with my normal trimming routine. Touch this foot up really. Basically, it doesn't need much work here. I'm going to touch this foot up, and then we're going to get to work cleaning this lesion, and we'll treat that other one as well. The way this bacteria gains entry to the foot is through the interdigital skin, that little space in between the toes. And any little cut in that or abrasion can allow this bacteria to enter and begin doing what it does. In a pasture situation, that could be some mud or debris getting caught between the toes and causing an abrasion. It could be frozen conditions that cause slippage, anything that can damage that interdigital skin. I've actually seen it from foot bath chemicals mixed too harshly that dries that skin out and causes it to split. Anything that can cause damage in between the toes can allow this bacteria to enter. The best way to treat this is to catch this early, and the farmer can administer some different drugs like Xnel or Naxal or Exceed to stop this infection in its tracks. I can't administer that, nor can I prescribe it, but they can get that from their vets. That's the best way to stop this progression. Once it's happened, like we have now, I'm going to need to clean this up with some chlorhexidine. I'm going to wrap it with salicylic acid to bring down that inflammation, and then we're going to see progression from there. Up until a few years ago, I was able to use tetracycline topically to treat these lesions, but in the U.S. they passed some laws that I could no longer purchase that, so I had to switch to salicylic acid. What this does basically is bring down the inflammation and to allow that foot to heal. The farmer can still get those antibiotics like I talked about earlier, Naxal and Exceed from their vets to treat these, and that's really the best course of action anyway. Whether it's a mild case or a slightly more severe case, my treatment's going to be the same. I'm going to clean it with chlorhexidine, I'm going to wrap it with salicylic acid, and the farmer's going to treat with those drugs I talked about earlier. And when we do that, this condition is easily fixed. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in once again. Really appreciate you watching these videos, and we'll see you on the next one.